Hi guys, welcome to our review of the Olight M2R Warrior Tactical Torch. Okay, so let's have a look at the box. That tells you all about it on the front there. And on the back you've got all your different brightness modes. So it's very similar torch to the M2T, just this is the rechargeable one. So inside the box, the first thing we see, some instructions on here about removing the insulating film out of the battery, which I'll show you in a minute, and the two different modes, because where it differs from the M2T, the tail switch has two separate modes. One gives you turbo when you press it, the other one gives you your strobe when you press it. Now something to point out at this point, because I haven't seen a lot of other people talking about this in their reviews, the stated figures on the back here, you should be able to see 1500 lumens only applies when you have the torch in enhanced tactical mode, which we'll discuss in a little bit, where the strobe is on the tail switch. Otherwise it is a 1000 lumen torch. Okay. Also, if you are not using the included high discharge battery or any other high discharge battery, it will only run at 1000 lumen mode as well. Okay, so there's instructions on there telling you how to switch between the two different modes. Just you deep press and hold the tail switch and single click the side switch to shift the mode. Okay, now by default it should be in turbo mode. So inside the box we've got the torch. It's quite a nice box, everything's easy to get to. Pull this bit out. We have a nice little holster or belt holder, which is, to be honest, a lot nicer than the one you got with the M2T, which I find a bit strange. Okay, belt loops, hook there. Inside you have your charger, to plug into any USB power source. And then in the bottom here, you have your lanyard. Okay. Now, what I like about what Olight do with their little lanyards here, should be able to see there's a little pin attached to the end, which is ideal because you push that through the hole in the tail of the torch, pull it from the other side, and it lets you get that little bit of string through the lanyard hole on the torch, which is otherwise a right pain. So it's nice that that's included. Simple little extra that makes a big difference. At the bottom there you've got your usual quite comprehensive manual from Olight. Okay. So, similar to the M2T, there's two modes of operation on this torch. Okay. Tail switch, which on this one's magnetic because that's where your charger goes. Simply clips on like that. Okay. When you're charging it, this will glow red and it will glow green when it is fully charged. Okay. So you can either turn it on and off with the tail switch, soft press, or loud press. Okay. What I have forgotten to do, now I've already had this out because I have fully charged this torch before we started. What you need to do is take the tail off, take your insulating film out, put the tail switch back on, otherwise as we've just seen, it doesn't work. Okay. So you've got soft press, momentary on, hard press, constant on. So we're in standard mode here at the moment. Okay. The other mode, by pressing and holding, tap the side switch, we now have soft press turbo, hard press, it's strobe, which doesn't stay on. So as soon as you let go, it's off. So turbo, push a bit harder, strobe. Okay, in that mode we will get a slightly brighter turbo. Okay. Probably can't tell much difference between the two, to be honest. The other way of using the torch is your side switch, which is my preferred method. There's a few different modes on here. Press and hold from off gives you your good moonlight mode, which is going to run for 25 days on a single charge. Ideal just to see the path in front of you, or using as a little night light or something like that, or just reading a map. From any mode, press the side switch in and hold it, and it will cycle through the other modes. So we should get low, which is 15 lumen, medium 2, 60 lumen, medium 1, 250 lumen, high, 700 lumen. If we hold it down again, go back down to low. Doesn't cycle into moonlight mode. The only way to access moonlight mode is from off by pressing and holding the button for about 1.5 to 2 seconds, and that'll turn the torch on. To access the other modes, double tap from off takes you into turbo mode, triple tap from off takes you into tactical strobe, and this one does stay on, unlike the tail switch operation. Turbo mode and strobe light mode aren't in the memory. If I turn the torch back on, it will go back to the last normal mode we had. Moonlight does stay in the memory mode, so if I turn the torch off, go back in, it goes back to the last mode I had it on. Okay, which is nothing to do with the tail switch. So if I go turbo and turn the side switch back on, we get moonlight mode again. Okay, the other thing you can do here, press and hold the switch till moonlight turns on, keep holding it, moonlight goes off, torch is now locked out. What you might be able to just make out, your little low battery indicator will illuminate to tell you the torch is in lockout mode. Nothing works. Okay, the only way to get it out of lockout mode so it doesn't go off in a pocket is to unscrew the tail cap and screw it back on, or press and hold that side switch again until it comes back into moonlight mode, and then we can cycle through our modes again on the torch. Okay, nice handy little torch. Again, same pocket clip we had on the M2T, which can be put on the other end of the torch if that suits. Okay, nice slim design. Just hold it next to the M2T. They're virtually identical. The beauty with this one is, does tail stand. Okay, maybe it's not so much on my mat, but you can't do that with the M2T because of the raised switch here. And that is magnetic. Okay, so it will stick to some metal surfaces. It's not the best magnet, but it's better than nothing. Also, you can charge the battery with the included charger while it's in the torch, and it's not a special battery, it is just a bog standard high drain Olight 18650 battery. So any 18650 battery with a 6 amp output will do the job on this torch. Okay, so we're going to go off and have a look and see the important bit, what it's actually like in the dark. Hi guys, nighttime test of the M2R. Not too sure how well this video will work, but here we go. This is it on turbo mode. And if I can adjust the focus here, maybe you'll see out to that tower. You'll be able to see from the pictures in a minute, this has got a really good beam. This is on the enhanced tactical mode, so this is 1500 lumen. Okay, so by now you should have watched our outside review of the torch. Okay, you should be able to pass your own opinion on what you think of it. Okay, my impressions, comparing it to the M2T, very similar torch. Light output's not that much difference. It's not that noticeable, to be honest. The main thing, however, is the tail switch. I far prefer the tail switch on the M2T because you can do turbo, give it a hard press and it's turbo constant on, or press and hold and you're straight to tactical strobe. The M2R, turbo, long press keeps turbo on. You can't get to tactical strobe unless you change the mode, and then you can't have turbo constant on with the same switch. So you can do both variants in the M2T, one or the other in the M2R. Also, the magnet, great if you are hanging it off something. So if you've got a metal beam and you want to hang it like that, the torch rolls absolutely fine. Okay, so I've got a metal bar in my garage, I can stick it to that, illuminates the whole garage like a lamp. Try and stick it on a flat surface and hold the torch like that, it falls off. The magnet's not strong enough for that. Okay, which is a shame because it would have been quite handy to have. Okay, I also find pressing the tail switch on the M2R, it's just not as nice as the M2T. The M2T, you can feel it. You've got the raised rubber there, which is quite tactile. You can feel it nice and easy and a nice press to get it on. This, putting it on constant on is not too bad. If you just want momentary on, quite often you'll be holding it like that and the light will flicker off and you've got to press your thumb on again. The flat button's just not quite as good. I understand why they've done it, because it makes the torch rechargeable. So if you aren't wanting to have a separate charger to charge your 18650 batteries, or you're running on CR123As for example, M2T is the way to go. If you want something that you can quickly click the magnetic charger to, you can charge it in your car when you're on the way somewhere and permanently keep it charged up, this is absolutely ideal. Okay, and a couple of things I've forgotten to mention so far on the torch. It's IPX8 rated, which means when it's turned on, so we put it in turbo mode there, you can drop it from a height of about 1.5 meters. Okay, so when you're walking around, you are not going to break it by dropping it out your hand on the floor. Okay, it is also waterproof. If you drop it in a puddle or a small stream or something like that, it's not going to knock the light off. IPX ratings listed online. It'll give you the full details of what you can and can't do. It's something like about half an hour underwater to 3 meters, I believe. But as I say, puddles, streams, that kind of thing, taking it out in the rain is not a problem. If you drop it in the bath, or let your kids play with it in the bath or something ridiculous like that, it's still going to work. Nice slim design on it, very nice in the hand. Doesn't get particularly hot either, even when running on turbo mode for any length of time. It's just a perfect size torch, same as the M2T. That's it. The only thing I'm not massively sold on compared to the M2T is this tail switch. I just don't think it's quite as nice, but that's slightly overshadowed by the fact this is so easy to charge back up. If it was me between the two, I would probably go for this one, just for the simple fact that I could leave the charger in the car, and when I'm driving to and from work, where I would usually use the torch, I can quickly stick it on charge in the car and give it a little boost. This one, I am using an 18650 in here. I would have to take it out, put it in my Nightcore charger to charge the thing back up, which is a little bit of a faff, because it means that whole time I can't use the torch. Whereas with this one, I can clip it off charge, go use it, bring it back, put it back on charge again. And that, for me, outweighs the tail switch. Plus, generally, if I'm using turbo, it's not too much of a problem just to put it constant on. It's only when you try and do momentary on that sometimes, there you go. That's just my thumb slightly rocking. I hadn't intended for that to flicker on and off there. It's a little bit tricky to keep it on momentary on for any length of time with your thumb, where it's so much easier on the M2T. That and the fact that you've got to have it in enhanced tactical mode to get the top brightness does make it a little bit of a pain, to be honest. As you can see on the bench here, it's not that much difference. This is 1500 lumen, this is 1200 lumen. You can barely tell the difference. Okay, by all means have a look at the nighttime video bit again and see how much of a difference it makes. If we put it back into 1000 lumen mode, can you really tell the difference between the two? Probably not. Okay. Now, I hope you've enjoyed the review. As always, there'll be a link to some more pictures in the description below to take you to our website, where I've got some close-up pictures of the torch. There's also a discount code from Olight, so if you follow the link below and enter the correct discount code, which I'll put in the description, you should get a percentage off the torch. Okay. Any questions about torch or any feedback, feel free. We're always keen to take any feedback we can on our reviews. Okay, thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll have some more reviews for you shortly.